Alright, good morning. It's Tuesday morning, February 26th. Excuse me. It is, I don't know, almost 20 after 7. I got my coffee going. It's almost ready to go. And of course, I start my video and there's a cat at the door. Just give me 1 second. While I'm over here, I might as well show you guys. It's very, very windy out. I think the temperatures were going down to like minus 31 today. There's the sunrise. Well, that's where the sun rises. Not too much of a sun this morning, but it's super windy. So, like I was saying, getting my coffee. It's almost, one more of these will do. For those of you who don't know, my coffee machine broke a while back. It stopped filtering the coffee, so I boil my kettle and do the pour over method. Sorry, I got hiccups. I got a little bit of a mess to clean up from last night. I will use a piece of this lettuce though for Riley's sub. So I had 2 little ends of subs left in the fridge. And that's what I'm going to use to make a sandwich this morning. I have a little bit of turkey. So I'm going to use a little slice of turkey. And then I have some actual chicken from last night. So I'm just going to kind of make them like a little mix and match sub. I'm going to add some mustard. And then he has some goldfish crackers. I don't know why you guys are always blurry. He's got a couple goldfish crackers, and he's got a cookie, one of those cookies. I usually bake up cookies at the beginning of the week. He's been here for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks now. I think they're okay. I didn't really try them, but I'm sure they're fine. He's got a lemon iced tea, and I'm going to throw in some kind of fruit or something in there to go with that, so his sub will go up here. I really wish the juices would fit in the bottom of that, and I could just put that whole thing into his lunchbox, but it kind of bulges it out, and then I can't close it, so. Anyways, I'm going to make his lunch. I got to bring him to school today. I got to go get him up while he's up. He's in his room. I got to make him some breakfast, and I fed the cats, and all that fun stuff, so I haven't even had a coffee yet. So after I'm done all this, getting his breakfast, I'm going to get a cup of coffee, sit down, have 5 minutes to myself and drink that coffee, and see what today brings. So I went ahead and chopped them up, some cucumbers, put a little bit of salt and pepper on them. I'm trying to get them into this ridiculous dish that won't close. Anyways, that's his lunch for today. Sub, goldfish, cookie for dessert, cucumbers for vegetable, and a juice. Alright, so lunch and snack are packed in his book bag. He ate his breakfast. I swear I have one of the easiest kids to get ready in the morning to go to school or anywhere. He gets up on any day at 6:30. And he watches a little bit of his YouTube, and then when I make his breakfast, he comes and he eats it. He doesn't give me a hard time. And then he gets dressed on his own. I don't even have to ask him, and brush his teeth and all that stuff. Super simple, so. He's waiting on the bathroom right now, but he's going to go brush his teeth and get dressed, and then he's got the rest of the time before he has to go to school to himself. This is what I left in my cup of coffee, and it's weird because I drink my coffee black and it gets cold so quick. So I gotta empty all this stuff. I'm probably gonna throw it outside. Maybe the birds will eat the french fries. And I'm gonna get that washed up. I have a couple dishes there that I just washed up. I'm gonna rinse those, put those on a towel, and later on I'll get rid of them. I started filming a video yesterday on black beans. I'm going to can some of those today. And so I'm going to I'll film that later on. And mess-wise, well, he just had that blanket. These were the clothes that I was wearing last night when I went outside. They're not dirty. I just got to pick them up. The socks are probably the only things that are dirty. And there's a basket over there of clothes that I think most of them are put away. I think that's his clothes that he's wearing to school today. And then once he leaves for school, all this stuff will be out of here. So the kitchen is clean for the most part. And that doesn't belong there. That was his milk from this morning. I just made him 2 pieces of toast. I have to, I'm going to start pulling out some of my French toast that I have in the freezer and keeping a couple up in the freezer above the fridge. Just so that I have them and I don't have to dig in the deep freezes and stuff like that. And looking at my menu board, yesterday this happened. Today he's got a homemade sub for his lunch. And I might make pizza, but then I might turn around and make something else. And make pizza tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be gone most of the day. We're going to be gone all day. But my brother-in-law is going to be picking them up tomorrow, so I'll have time to come home and stick the pizza in the oven. And then on Thursday he can have pizza for lunch, and you know, we'll figure something out. So once I get that figured out, plus I want to finish my meal plan with that. I'm going to show you guys that in a little bit. I was supposed to show it on yesterday's video, but I didn't. So maybe I'll go get that and I'll show you guys that right now. Alright, I'm on my way. I just dropped the kids off at school. Pretty sure I just seen 3 kids jig at school, but what are you gonna do? I'm not their parents. So I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna finish up my beans. I'm in the process of filming that. Well, I suppose, yeah, I got them already prepped. I forgot about that. So those are gonna cook for between 4 and 8 hours. I got them on high, so we'll see how long it takes. And you guys might be shaking around a bit. It's quite snowy, as you guys can see. The road's not too bad. It's probably worse on the other side across the bridge, but here it's not so bad. The plow was up this morning. The blower was up yesterday, and you can't even tell that he was up. That's how bad it drifted so already. Like, I don't know what the kilometer is for the wind. I want to say probably like 50 kilometers, which is 80 miles an hour. I'm going to put my 4-wheel drive on, just to be on the safe side. And yeah, so today there's not much plans. I really want to get working on that meal plan. I'm trying to use up stuff that we have in the fridge and stuff like that. I still have to write down what we have in the pantry so that I can base meals and that obviously upon what I have in the all together, not just the freezer, but there's lots of meat. And there's like pastas and stuff like that. Like, I've always got a lot of spaghetti on hand. It was just stuff that I had got when I was couponing or given to me, or, you know, like, pasta's not really expensive, so. And I've given a lot of it away to my mom. Sorry, my nose is blocked. And I pretty well got the kitchen clean this morning, so I can pull stuff out of the pantry and the cupboards and that, and just make inventory of it all. And, in February, I didn't have too many meals that had pasta in it. Like, I did have spaghetti written down and macaroni, which I never made, so I put those on March's list. I also seen a recipe for chicken and kielbasa gumbo, which is something I might try. I might tweak it a little bit, obviously, because I don't have like Creole spices or sauce, whatever it is, and different things like that, but I'm sure I can make it simple enough. I asked Riley what he wanted for supper tonight, but he really didn't give me an answer. I do have chicken left from yesterday, so I'm going to take that and maybe make a stir fry or something with that, so I can get that eaten up. And I don't think there's too much in the fridge, like leftover wise. We've been pretty much eating all that stuff up. And yeah, so there is some kielbasa in the fridge though, so I might do something with that. Maybe it's 9:30 right now, so maybe excuse me, I was thinking maybe some kielbasa and eggs I'll make myself for breakfast. I don't know, I'll see. And other than that, yeah, this is their last week of school. Like yesterday they canceled school, so it's going to be a short week. And Friday when they come home, they're officially on March break. So they have 4 days this week, and then they have a week off. And his birthday is the week that they're off, on the 7th. And like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I am going to have the party on the 10th because my cousin is having her daughter's birthday on the 9th. She turns 1, Riley turns 9. So I'm going to plan all that out, see what I need to get, and pick all that stuff up. I was thinking about making a cake for his birthday, but I find cupcakes are easier because with the cake you gotta cut it and then you gotta serve it on a plate and you have a fork and all that stuff, whereas a cupcake you just grab it, you grab a little napkin to go with it and you're done. So, and they're just easier, you know, like if, I don't know. So I might just make some cupcakes. I'm gonna grab some cake mix. And I'll just, I'll just decorate them with some Smarties or something like that. So he's not really into anything. Like I had asked him, and his response was he wanted like a slime cake. That's what he's into, is slime. He's not into, like, you know, Paw Patrol and Spider-Man and all that stuff. Doesn't bother with any of that anymore. So obviously he likes hunting and fishing and outdoorsy stuff and bikes and, you know, anything that has a motor and an engine. So anyways, I am almost home, so I'm gonna put you guys away and quit my rambling. I'm gonna go home and make myself some breakfast. Maybe I'll show you guys my breakfast. And other than that, I gotta work on the video, yesterday's video. Get that up today. And this video will be up probably tomorrow, like Wednesday, or maybe I'll put it up tonight, Tuesday night, so we'll see. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Right, so it's 10 o'clock. I just finished cooking up a quick breakfast. I made 2 over easy-ish eggs, and I made some kielbasa, and there's a slice of cheese. I'm just going to eat that up. I am in the mood for like some gumbo type of stuff, type food. I never made this before, and it's not going to be, you know, like actual, you know, down home Louisiana type cooking. I'm going to tweak it obviously to what I have, but I was looking at some recipes online and whatnot, and I have kind of like the basic stuff. So I have some hot Italian sausages, which I'm going to cook up, and that's what I'm going to put in. And I also have some chicken left, so I'm going to put that in as well. I know you usually serve it over rice, but I have a little bit of rice here that I will throw in just to kind of, you know, give it that extra whatever. I have some garlic. There's some tomatoes. These are my tomatoes, I think it's tomatoes, yeah, that I chopped up, and it called for a can. The recipe I saw had called for a can of tomatoes or whatever. I'm just going to use that. I have 2 bags of onions here. I could have just chopped one up, but it's already done for me, so the less work the better. And it called for a green bell pepper, which I did not have, but I do have these yellow, orange, and red ones. So I'll throw that in. And then I know typically it's got celery in it. I don't have any celery, unfortunately. I do have some dehydrated celery tops, which I will throw in, and it'll still have the little bit of celery flavor. I'm going to add some parsley to mine, some pepper. It calls for chicken stock, so I'm going to make some of that. I'll probably throw in a little bit of garlic, some pepper, some salt, and usually it has like a Creole, whatever, however you say that, Creole seasoning, which I also don't have, but I do have this little bit of seasoning here, which is kind of like a Cajun-y type of spice. So I'll throw that in. Like I said, I'm winging it here. I think it's still going to be good. So I'm going to put that together. And I'll show you guys as I'm cooking that. Right now I have to make some space on my phone. But I'm working on that. And I'm going to go eat. And then get started on this makeshift gumbo that I'm going to make. Okay, so I have my sausages. They're going to boil just because they are frozen. So I'm going to just boil them down enough that I'm able to just get the peel off. And then I'm gonna just do everything in the one pot because this is the pot that I'm going to use, so there's no sense starting a bunch of dishes. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of oil in the bottom of there and get my onions and my peppers, and that kind of softened up because everything is frozen. And then I will throw my sausage in and I'll just kind of assemble it. Like I said, I've never made this before. I'm half-assing it, but it should still be good at the end of it, so I'll be back. Alright, so I have my onions and my peppers in my thing here. Now, the recipes that I had seen was you made the roux and then you added the veggies and that to the roux. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to cook my vegetables a little bit because I just don't think that they're going to cook that well in the roux. So, I mean, they're going to simmer anyways, but I'm just going to cook them down a little bit, just enough to even thaw them. And then, I will make, obviously, my roux in a different pot or frying pan, and that is just oil and flour. Usually you use butter, but I'm going to use I have some oil, so that's what I'm going to use. And once this is cooked up, I will add probably 2 teaspoons, maybe, of garlic. I don't want it too, like, overly garlic, but, and, yeah. And then eventually when this is all mixed together, you're going to simmer it on low for an hour. So everything will have time to cook. My sausages are just coming to a boil. So I'm going to turn those down so they don't splash over. Make a mess on my stove, which happens pretty much every time I cook them. But yeah, so I'm going to cook these just enough because I like to take the casings off. That's just my preference. So yeah. I'm just going to rinse my spoon and continue using it here. And once things get going, I'll be back. Okay, so I have my sausages cooking. And in a little bit, I'm going to add my garlic to this and just cook it up just a tiny little bit. And here I added whatever chicken that I had left over. Obviously, if you want more chicken in yours. I was debating cooking a chicken breast, but there's no point. I'm just going to use what I have left over. I added salt, some pepper, and that seasoning stuff that I had. I added the celery powder to that as well. I'm just waiting for this to cook up. I'll put the sausage in here, and then I'll make my roux in this pot here, this pan. So I just have the oil pretty much that was left over from the sausages, and I added a little more. I didn't really measure it, but I do have a cup of flour. I want to mix that in there and just keep mixing it for a little bit. So this is what I got for my flour and the oil mixed together. Just cook it a little bit, and then I'm going to add some broth to it and stir it up, and then I'll add everything into my big pot here. Alright, I got a little bit of a mess going on my stove, but I'll clean that up after. So I just mixed everything together. I added the rest of my broth into my vegetable and chicken and sausage mixture. And then I just added the roux in there and I gave it a good mix. And now you're going to simmer it. I'm going to bring it up to a boil. I'll put it on high for now. And then I will, once it starts boiling, I'll turn it down to a simmer. Just keep stirring it once in a while. And I'm going to let it simmer for an hour. And then I'll be back and show you guys what it looks like. Alright, it was brought up to a boil and now I turned it down to simmer. I also added my tomato, crushed up tomatoes or whatever they are. I don't really remember, but they're tomatoes of some sort. Some people add tomato paste, but I just went ahead and added those. And gave it a little taste test. It tastes really good, so hopefully it'll thicken up real nice. And it's already starting to thicken up, but tomatoes will melt. And that will be good over rice for supper tonight. Alright, it's 11:30. This has been simmering for a little bit. Like I said, I added the tomatoes and then I added that little pack of rice. I know usually you serve it over rice, but I just wanted to use up some stuff that I had. I don't know if it's normally supposed to be this soupy, but I figured as it sits, it'll thicken up a little bit, but let me get a slotted spoon. You guys can see there's some chicken and I don't know if there's any, yeah, there's some sausage right there. I mean, I think that's going to be good over rice, right? So, that's my first ever, if you could call it gumbo. I'm going to call it gumbo, but, yeah. I'm excited to try some of that tonight for supper. So, I'm going to let it probably simmer for another half an hour. And then, I'll just turn it off and set it on the back burner. And, I'll put that over some rice tonight for supper, and then I'll show you guys. So, that is my homemade gumbo. Alright, I know you guys are a little crooked. It's either this way or that way, so I'll put you guys that way. I am on my way to pick the kids up from school. It is still blowing like crazy winds out there. Yeah, so today I got those beans done, which is on another video. That's why you guys didn't see that. I just want to kind of like end the vlog off here because I'm just going to go home and relax for the night. I honestly didn't do very much today. Well, I mean, I didn't do very much. I made a gumbo this morning, a chicken and sausage gumbo, which I vlogged. And I'm going to have that over rice for supper. And I got all those beans prepared, and I was going to can them, but I have to do them in an actual pressure canner because they're low acid, and I don't have a pressure canner, so I ended up just putting them in a bag. And like several different bags. I think I got 7 bags and one mason jar, a little mason jar full of beans. And I just put them in the freezer, and I can pull them out whenever I need them, and they're ready to go. So, and I have a toothache. Oh my gosh, I have such a bad toothache. Like, I could punch myself in the side of the face. That's how bad it hurts. I just took an Advil, so hopefully it'll go away sooner than later. But yeah, it really hurts. It's probably a cavity, I'm assuming. It's on one of my teeth that have a cavity on it, so maybe part of the cavity, I don't know. When I was working at Tim Hortons, I had fairly good insurance. And they covered a good portion of I don't know if they covered it all or they covered like 80% or something like that of the white cavities. I want to call them white veneers, but I don't think that's what they're called. They're just like white cavities, more or less. You can't see them in your mouth, and they're just a lot better than the silver or gray ones that they put in. And now Medicare covers it, but or whatever it is, insurance that I have now, I don't know. Yeah, it must be Medicare. I'm not really sure. Anyways, it covers it, but it's going to be the gray ones, and I swear they don't last very long at all. Like, I don't know how many years it is that I went and got my teeth done, but they fall out. I don't know, they just fall out. They're no good. So anyways, that's the story of my teeth, and they hurt like hell. And it's not a fun pain to deal with. So I don't even really want to eat supper because I just drank some water there, and it's like, oh, my head is throbbing. But I'll see. I didn't really eat anything for lunch. I've just been kind of laying around. I said I was going for a nap a while ago, and I think I napped for like 10-15 minutes there, and I felt like I slept all day. I got up and I was refreshed and ready to go, but I still had the tooth pain. Obviously, when you're sleeping, you don't feel the pain, but I can't spend the day sleeping. I feel lazy, so can't do that. So Riley's gonna get home. We're gonna do some homework and be done with that for the night, so I don't have to worry about it. The roads are actually pretty clear here. Oh, there's the sun. There's places down below about I don't know, maybe half an hour away. The road's closed because the whiteout conditions are so bad, I guess. But yeah. So anyways, I'm going to end this vlog here. I got a bunch of videos that I got to upload. There's the bean video that I have to upload, but maybe I'll upload this one first. And I think I got yesterday's video up. Not sure what's going on. I have a bunch of videos in my thing that need to be fixed up. Oh my god, even the bird has a hard time to fly. My mouth hurts so bad. Anyways, I'm almost at the school, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your Tuesday. And tomorrow I probably won't be vlogging. I might pick the camera up and a few little random bits and pieces here and there, but we're going to be gone most of the day, so I really can't see myself vlogging that much. And then maybe I'll put that on with Thursday's vlog. I don't really have anything planned for the next couple days, but well, tomorrow we're going to be gone all day, and Friday we'll be gone all day. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. There's my supper. It's a little bit random, but there's the rice with the gumbo that I made today. A couple onion rings and some green beans. Alright guys, I know I said I was going to end the video in the car when I was doing that vlog, but I don't know, I felt like picking the camera up and talking to you guys. It is 6:45, and look at that. It's still, you can still see outside. It's still light. It's almost dark, but it's, you know, still almost light, which is awesome. Love that. So I got my dishes done over there. You guys can see that. I think while I have the energy right now, I'm gonna make Riley's lunch for tomorrow. I was gonna let him buy it because I don't give him money that often to buy his lunch, but we got a note home saying because well, last Friday they had their like outing, and this Wednesday, which is tomorrow, the kids, the high school, have their outing, so there's not going to be a cafeteria service. It's not a very huge, big school, but there's probably more high school than there is elementary, so they're probably just saying screw it, because I think there's only about, at most, maybe 50 elementary kids in the whole school, so there's no cafeteria service, and so I'm going to make his lunch. And then he also got a paper on Friday, which is supposed to be his last day of school before March break. They have like pen pals. They like he goes to a French school, and they have pen pals with the Micmacs, and they go out and they do all kinds of fun things with them. They had made dream catchers one time, and so tomorrow not tomorrow, but Friday, they're going, with the Micmacs, and they're gonna make keychains, and they're gonna have Greco pizza, and then they're gonna go to the local park and feed the ducks and all that stuff. So it's gonna be a fun way to start his March break. Sassy, psst. Psst, psst, psst. You're being awful bad today, I find. Yeah, just walking around the house meowing. Anyway, so, yeah, like I said, while I have the energy, I am going to pack his lunch and get that done so I don't have to worry about it tomorrow morning. We have to go to dialysis in the morning, so it's just one last thing for me to have to do. There's still some coffee, so I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. And then I wanted to show you guys this. I'm sure most of you know this already, but you can, as long as when you purchase your green onions, they have the roots at the bottom. You can stick those in a glass of water, and they continue to grow. So they weren't that pretty when I got them. There's some that could be clipped off of there, but I just clip them as I need them and keep them in the water, and they're good to go. And this is my Christmas cactus, and it's got one little flower about to bloom up there. And you think it would have bloomed at Christmas, but no, not this one. So there's only going to be one little flower on it, but it seems more perked up than usual, so I don't know what's going on with that. And there's my spider plant that my cousin gave me a little clipping of. It was really, really tiny, and I didn't think it was going to survive, but it's thriving now. Of course, I got my bags hanging up. This was lettuce that I started to regrow. You can see this is like the new growth, but I don't know how that's going to go. And this is a lemon tree. And in there, it's supposed to be oregano. It's not really growing. We will wait and see if it starts to grow once the sun starts shining a little more. So I'm going to go make my coffee. And I just got my bean video up. Yeah, so you guys can go check that out. I'm sure you guys will have seen it by now anyways. And yeah, so I want to make a coffee, make Riley's lunch, and call it a night, I guess. After this, I'm just going to go relax. Riley did his homework. I want to get him to do his reading. I think he changed his book. I'm not really sure. And so that's that. And I was kind of looking to see, because just to see what we need for the next month. And obviously I'm not going to run out and grab groceries, because we've got a ton of meat and stuff like that, and enough vegetables. I might grab like a couple bananas, but even that, I don't want to buy them. I'll buy a few, maybe like 3, just to have during March break, but I don't want to buy too much because it's going to be on, we get paid on the 1st, and starting on the 1st is when he starts his March break. So there's no sense going out and buying a bunch of, and his snack bucket is fairly full. He's got, I'm going to keep it down anyways because I'm going to need it, but he's not really a fan of the popcorn, so I don't know who doesn't like popcorn, but whatever, he doesn't like it. So I had picked these up the other day at Sobeys. They were 2 for $5, I believe. And they're the cutest things ever. They're like little Mickey Mouse shaped goldfish. cute. So, I'm just going to make his lunch, and he's got quite a bit of snacks left, like at least obviously to do the rest of this week. I'll probably have to pack him some snacks on Friday, but I don't have to pack him a lunch. So really there's only tomorrow and Thursday that I have to pack a lunch. So there'll be stuff left over. I'll have to wait and see, like, I'm just going to check right now. He goes back to school on the 11th. And he'll have that full week, and he'll be going like a week and a half to school before we get paid again. So, and the cookies, I have a ton of cookies in the freezer. There's obviously 2 here. I'm going to ask him if it was good today, and this will be tomorrow and Thursday's cookie. That'll take care of that, and then once he starts back school, I will bake a fresh batch for him. And obviously I'm going to have to stock up on like fruit and stuff like that when he goes back to school, but I'll just put a little bit of money away for that and do that shopping that weekend or whatever before he goes back to school. But he's still got, just say, okay, tomorrow he has he's going to have quite a bit of stuff left. So I'm not worried about that. I will pick up a couple little things if it's on sale, but if it's full price, I won't pay for it. I'll just wait. And obviously, I'll have to get like apples and stuff like that. But he still has he has more than just this for snacks. There's apples, and I usually have the bananas, and sometimes I'll send him with cucumbers if we have them. He's got string cheese in the freezer, and in the fridge freezer. There's all kinds of stuff other than just what you see here. It's not just, all this sugary stuff. This is pretty much the only things that I buy that are in like packages like that. I don't mind buying the Bear Paws, but I usually get the Walmart brand, and you get, I think, 10 of these. There's only 1 per pack, whereas the Bear Paws, there's 2, and sometimes I find that's just a little bit. There's 11 grams of sugar in that one. And there is 7 grams in this one. So, I don't know. But either way, there's one I think is plenty for a child instead of, eating the 2 of them. And you get more product for your money, I guess. So, usually I buy those. These I get once in a while. The Chewy, he likes the apple fruit crumble one. And I had these for a while, but I don't. Sometimes I'll shove one into his lunch, which I'll do that tomorrow. It's a little mini chocolate bar, a little mini granola bar. This is squished all to heck. I can feel it, and he doesn't really like Nutri-Grain bars, so obviously I have to do a little bit of a cleanup in here. There's these Bear Paws, the morning snack ones. I don't know if he was a fan of those or not. There's all kinds of these granola bars that he doesn't really eat. I will take them out though, because I could shove those in my bag when we go to dialysis and have a little snack, I guess. I'm going to try him with one tomorrow, I think. I'll send him with one to school and see if he eats it. But yeah, enough about snacks. Here I am yapping, and I'm almost 10 minutes in. So yeah, I'm just gonna fiddle through this and get his snack ready, and get his lunch and his snack ready for school tomorrow. Put that in the fridge, and I'll probably just be making a sandwich. I usually have something to leftover wise, but tonight he had a hamburger and fries, so there wasn't any leftovers. Tomorrow I'm gonna make pizza, so Thursday he'll have pizza for his lunch. So that's how I plan out school lunches and stuff like that. I try to not always give him sandwiches, and honestly, this year, compared to, most years, I would say 90% of the time, 85 to 90% of the time, he's taking leftovers for his lunch. I'd say 5% of the time he probably bought his lunch, and the other 5% would have been sandwiches. So I think that's pretty good. It's good to, not always get 6 sandwiches. Plus, in the morning, sometimes he has toast, so you don't want to be giving him too much bread. Anyways, I'm going to say goodnight for real this time. I hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you guys don't mind these longer videos that I've been making. Obviously, there's 24 hours in a day, and I usually only vlog little bits and pieces of my day. I'm always doing something because, like I said, if I'm not, I feel completely lazy, and I don't like that. So I feel like I always have to be doing something. Like, even when I'm sick, I can't just lay around. I have to do something. So, anyways, yeah. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I will see us tomorrow.